What's good versus community? Community Cup TO, People's Champ, Robby Stewart here, doing a small video update to answer some questions I've received about the Community Cup, as well as do some format clarifications. I do have a sick kid at home today, so if you hear her in the background along with some kid shows, I'm sorry. I've been trying to record this for like 3-4 days, but I just can't seem to get a moment alone to record it. So you guys are stuck with a little bit of background noise here, so I'm sorry, but I want to get this out, especially because signups aren't ending this week. Speaking of which, we are at 20 players, so I don't think we're going to surpass the amount of players we need to get into a top 16 cut, at least in this iteration. We might later, who knows. We could get a surge, but I actually do anticipate us getting a couple more signups. I think we'll get less than 25, but I think we'll get a little bit more than where we are at the moment. So I got a little agenda up here today. We're going to go over a couple format clarifications, top cut clarifications, rounds, and the prizes. So first things first is I did receive questions around the what's the Mantle with You format. This is a custom format that I made up. I'm a big fan of double MC formats. I think it really has cool interactions, but obviously with the breadth and card pool that we have, just an completely open one is just broken. So I wanted to restrict the main characters. Not necessarily the card pool at the moment, but force us to play some main characters maybe we wouldn't get to normally. So I'm not going to pull up the specific rules set. You can go read that yourself. I want to just do clarifying comments and give a very plain text explanation of what it means. So basically, you start the game with two main characters. Those main characters must share a mantle at some point in their levels. AKAs can count towards this. It could be level 3 and they're completely different, or they could level out into a completely different name. That's fine as long as it's somewhere in their levels they have a mantle. So a good example of this is Captain America. He's obviously had a few guys take his spot in illustrated and photo, but the easiest one to go over is kind of photo for clarification's sake. So again, you start the game, normal game, except you pick two main characters to start the game with. So for instance, in this scenario, we'll do the new the new Captain America out of crossover, and let's pick John Walker Captain America here. Basically, I start the game with both regular Captain America Steve Rogers and Captain America John Walker. They are normal game, normal setup. They both stay on the board. They both can team attack or attack as need be. You can play the game as normal. They level up independently, so if you're team attacking with Cap and John Walker, boom, that's 2 experience. If you KO enemy character, he gains an XP. If partner gets KO'd, he gains an XP. Even though he levels up into John Walker level 2, that is completely fine. These two can level up independently of each other. It's a normal game of versus from there. Alternatively, you can start the game with classic Captain America Steve Rogers and Falcon. He might start the game as level 1 Falcon, but he becomes level 2 Falcon, and then he levels up into Captain America level 3. So just because he starts with Falcon, he becomes Captain America at level 3. That is a legal thing to do. So if you want to play any of those with Falcon Captain America, by all means, it is completely legal to do so. Alternatively, this is only for a couple of main characters. You could start the game with Captain America John Walker and Falcon level 1, if that's something you wanted to do. If you wanted to go full, Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, absolutely able to do so. They might not synergize very well together, but that is within your options to do so. The only other main character that has that is Spider-Man. You could start the game in theory with Mantle Spider-Man, and you could stay and with Ultimate Mantle Spider-Man, Double Mantle over here. So, or you could start with that one. Either one you could do. Now you can't do things like I'm going to start the game with Spider-Man, Anti-Reg and Spider-Man Pro-Reg. They're the same character. Uniqueness still, quote unquote, applies in this scenario. You can think of it that way. So they can't both start the game together. You also cannot do Photo Spider-Man and Illustrated Spider-Man. Photo, illustrated rules separation still applies. So you can't do that. Now, kind of a weird one is Superior Spider-Man. He technically is Spider-Man, so you could start him with other mantles. So you could do Superior Spider-Man plus, Mantle Spider-Man over there, and or Ultimate Mantle Spider-Man as well. A couple weird ones that don't really show up that I like to point out. Miss Marvel. Easy with the Pro Reg Miss Marvel and Miss Marvel, but you could also do Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. You could do Avengers Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Totally fair. Hulk, you only really have the illustrated Hulk for Avengers and Champions Hulk, but that is doable. That is a completely legal thing to do. So I hope that answers that. The only other one I'd probably point out is like Supreme Leader. You can use Supreme Leader and the Falcon Captain America illustrated as well, because he does have AKA Captain America. So I hope that clears it up. An easy way to filter it is just look through all the mantles here. It'll give you an idea. I like one of the cool ones I like that's kind of rando is you can play Human Torch and Mantle Human Torch, or you can play Champions Nova and Mantle Human Torch / Mantle Nova. So a lot of really fun interactions there. Yes, you can play both regular Loki and Mantle Loki. Congratulations. You can do that. He's obviously very good. I'm not gonna, unless there's something crazy game breaking on a fundamental level, which we'll get into in a minute. I want it to be a fun format like that. Star-Lord, Kitty Pryde, and regular Star-Lord. Ant-Man and Ant-Man, Hank Pym. Even though he can level into Giant Man, maybe you don't have both Ant-Mans ever on the field at the same time. You can use Mantle Ant-Man and Hank Pym. So I hope that clears it up. Again, there's no other restrictions other than that. And I hopefully that clears it up. If you have questions, see anything that I may have missed, please reach out. Okay, there's a whole lot of universes out there. This seemed like a pretty clear-cut one, but I want to reiterate, anything with Marvel is banned. If they have this little logo, it's banned. No neutrals, no nothing. If it has Marvel on the card, can't play it. Has to be non-Marvel. So you got your Fox characters there. Let's see, you got The Boys and Homelander. So you got, as long as that's fine if it doesn't have it, but cannot have Marvel on it. That's the key. Now there was an interaction that was brought to my attention that it's just not going to work, especially in this no time format. You guys get all the time in the world to play the game until somebody wins. So, Mare Parallel Dimension. These are both non-Marvel stuff. There is no ban list on this format. However, this is an unintended interaction where a winner essentially cannot be determined. If you both pull off Mare Parallel Dimension, there is literally, unless I've missed it, no cards that can out this. It turns into a nobody wins scenario. So Mare Parallel Dimension. The short answer, what I'm going to rule on this, if you're running Mare Parallel Dimension, can't be included in a Mare deck. Now, is it a little specific? Is it a little weird? Could I just ban one of them? Probably. Um, but I think this gives like the best of both worlds where if somebody really did, I just want to play Mayor and have a 30-30 or whatever shenanigans, then yeah, do it. I think that's cool. Um, and then, if you want to do weird stuff with Parallel Dimension, I'm sure there's somebody out there that could make a weird, cool, fun Parallel Dimension deck with it. Um, but this interaction is just not intended and creates a game state where nobody can win, and that's not going to work. So that's the only thing I've seen so far and come up. If something does come up, I have no issues interfering, doing a ruling in the middle of it. It won't be fun. I don't like that. But with just the so much depth of cards and new things we've got, sometimes interactions like this do go under the radar. In fact, this interaction's been banned most of the time, so I kind of forgot about it. So it was brought up by Scott. So thank you for bringing that up, so I can make a ruling on that. I will be posting all of this as an official ruling in the Facebook group, Discord, so everywhere I can, so everyone can see it. So on to Top Cup. This is something I neglected to include in Top Cut information. Deck list will be turned in and locked. Because this is a multi-week format, you will have to commit to a deck, and that will be played the duration of Top Cut, and then I will collect lists, be able to distribute out. They will be public. Really, it's the only way to do it in online play, so you can know your opponent's deck list. Now, I'm not going to be a stickler. If you have the deck list out during the game, I think it's kind of cheese, but I think it's tough to police. So it's just going to be allowed. If you have it out, just don't be an obnoxious jerk about it. To the side, you don't need to reference it every 2 seconds. As long as the game flows correctly, then okay. Top Cut will obviously be a little bit more serious because deck lists are locked, and their prizes are up for grab. But yeah, um, those will be made public. And again, I will be putting out a ruling officially that hey, deck lists are locked in Top Cut. Rounds, like I said, it's probably going to be the 17 to 32 players, 8 rounds with top 8. So the date format I put out there, which was based on past community event participation that I've had, we've always seemed to crack at least 16. So I was confident we were going to get to the 8 rounds, and that's what I based it off of. And that's why I also didn't come up with a 33 plus format. What I will do in the future is I like the idea of letting the community pick a format. Again, this is called the Community Cup. This doesn't exist without y'all. So rather than me picking 2 formats next time, I'll pick one, probably one that's custom made up, um, and then allow the community to pick another one. Prizes, there will be an update with prizes soon. I do have a couple more um, sets to give away, just small boxes. I'll be putting that up there, as well as potentially some hot promos. So stay tuned. Prizes might be up here. So for any of those who maybe were on the fence and thought, the prizes really aren't that great, you might want to check yourself on that one, because I might not be able to tell you all exactly what the prizes we'll be looking at before rounds are locked in, and the amount of people we have is locked. But I can just confidently say I'm going to get more prizes. I just don't know what they are yet. So I'll update that when I get that chance. That's it. That's all for the agenda today. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, reach out to me. You can catch me Discord, Facebook, whichever one's easiest. I'm checking both all the dang time. Tag me in any of the stuff. I'm checking it to make sure that I'm catching any questions, finding any ruling stuff that I need to make rulings on. So I'm looking forward to y'all's decks that you come up with. I'm actually super excited for the first 2 rounds. because that is only a couple, 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the newly announced regional in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which I plan to attend. So y'all could have a really big influence on that event, especially if there's a couple of main characters that seem to stick out. Um, so I look forward to it all. If you guys again have any questions, comments, concerns, reach out, let me know. Other than that, I'll probably once the round is locked, I'm not going to really do any other videos, but once the rounds are locked, I will start putting this stuff out, start getting together, do a hey, here's who we have, here's what's going on video, and get that out to you guys so you guys got plenty of time to prepare. All right, y'all be good. Take care.